So where are we now, Dawn?
Temperance Bray, according to the sat nav.
Uh-huh.
Starting at Bealach Na Ba. Is it left here? Or is it right here?
Follow your nose.
Oh. Oh, Gwiney Hill.
Got a bendy nose, haven't you?
My glasses have just gone on the floor.
I hate when that happens. Do it something of a commentary on this, Dawn. So
Well,
if you,
I'm driving, so you can commentate.
right, well, Dawn's driving, and down to the quick of my nails,
Keep biting out.
and this is the ascent up to the mountain at the back of Applecross Bay. So we're driving basically eastwards, but up the mountain. The road at the other side of the mountain is known as the Pass of the Cattle, or the Bealach Na Ba, and it's known to be the highest road in mainland Britain. Not sure of the height, but it's certainly mostly impassable during the winter. It's not a wide road, it's basically a single track with passing places. It's a fairly demanding drive. Obviously we're making some altitude now. When we get to the top, this will seem a relatively tame ride compared to what happens at the other side of it, because it's extremely windy with hairpins and very sharp descents, and there's very few people who would get through this particular drive without some loss of temperament, unless you're a motorcyclist, and then you'd be grinning from ear to ear. But as a car driver, it can be somewhat demanding.
So you trust me?
I trust in the main, yeah. Did I do me will? Because this is actually quite an arduous drive, this.
Dunno.
Not sure how long it's going to take. This is 5 minutes into the journey already. I'm hopeful that we make it to the top. Sure we will. We're more than halfway up now, I think. There's a couple of very, very steep, demanding parts to this that come up fairly shortly. Interestingly enough, it's not too far from here that we pass by the cabin where the local council, the roads people, keep their snowblower, because in the winter they have to, here it is, here's the cabin, they have to keep a snowblower here to try and keep it so that people can get through. Otherwise it's a pretty serious drive. to go all the way around the coastal path, which we've taken once today. It's a very demanding road indeed, not good for the suspension of any car. Interestingly enough, I was talking to one of the chaps who was working on a very big project around here, where he built the world's largest ever platform for use in the North Sea, and that was built at Kishorn. And when the companies that were making that platform were here, they did a lot of help with the community. They certainly relayed this road. They relayed, in fact, it metalled the top road around the peninsula totally, so that you could drive on it with an ordinary car, because before that it was really just Land Rovers and scrambling motorcycles. I mean, how that would have been, I've no idea. But it's nonetheless, it is a pretty demanding drive, and any of the roads are demanding. The northern road, I think now it's showing its age, 38 years old I think it is, and it's starting to really show its age. So I'm not sure where Alex Salmon is going to get the money from to restore all these roads, but he needs to have a very deep pocket somewhere. Anyway, so this is the, would you believe, the quick way to Applecross from Lochcarron. So we're actually, as I said before, we're presently driving east and upward towards the summit of this mountain. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it is known as Applecross Mountain. It's a fairly serious drive. It's one of these things that you should put on the movie maker and speed it up about 6 times, because the road just is like a ribbon stretched out among the green and rocks for miles and miles and miles. But every single part of it, as a driver or passenger, is something different to what you'd normally see as roads go. It's very steep, so it may not look it right now, but we are probably in a 1 in 6 type of situation, and it gets even steeper than that in parts. So I think this is one of the last turns before the summit. Lots and lots of swifts and swallows, etc. around here. Okay, so right, provided we get to the summit, I will. The summit's over there somewhere. Provided we get to the summit, okay, I'll start another video for the descent, which I'll probably put these on YouTube. They're very serious roads, these. It's not the kind of thing that you'd want to do at night on your own or in the wet or ice. It's not the. I would describe it as being on the edge as regards safety goes. You have to have your wits around you all the time. The slightest thing, you know, a car coming towards you, because they're coming down and you're going up, you've got to find a passing place fairly swiftly so that you can, you know, make room for each other. You certainly find out who's knight of the road in this type of situation. We're looking up the road there, there's a car coming down a hill, looks like a 4x4, and you can gauge the length of the road and the incline that's involved.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close, yeah. I think there's a passing place just here, so this is a typical encounter, a passing place. And there's one of my 9 lives gone. And I think this last bend, the sharp left-hand bend, you can see the incline there, the wall on the left-hand side. So there's a hairpin at the end and up this road at the end. So you've got to put the coals on now, really, Dawn, in a very low gear. Probably first here, to be honest with you. To get up this incline. And looking over at where we just come from, you get the general idea of how this can be. I think we're very, very nearly there. So that's taken us towards 11-12 minutes to get up to the summit area, and the summit apparently is now in cloud. It's just popped up.
Not yet.
So it's a fairly long ascent. These mountains around here, for those of you that don't know this, they are apparently some of the oldest mountains in the whole world, and geologists come from far and wide to study the rocks and formations around here. I didn't even find that out until today when I was talking to a chap who'd worked here for the company building the oil rig, and he said, yeah, it's a very special area in that respect. Okay, so I think can't be too far. And for those who may be thinking differently, we're not hanging around here either. We're going uphill all the time. There's no levels here, uphill all the way, and Dawn still manages to get 35-40 miles an hour, even on the inclines. It's important to keep the pressure on, or you would never make it. You just rev away in low gears all the way. You've got to get some momentum going, and that makes it a little bit more demanding for when someone's coming towards you, because remember, they're coming downhill with the advantage of gravity on their side. So to be fair, Dawn, that was a pretty good drive. We're just stopping here for a second, and here's the little... I'm just going to go out the car, take a few snaps, just let you have a look around there as it is.
Beautiful.
Isn't it?
Mm.